Board of Trustees. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ankerman?
Here.
Trustee Fisher? Trustee Hatch?
Here.
Trustee Marquis?
Here.
Trustee Rappin?
Here.
And Trustee Ryder.
Here.
Thank you. Please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next is our consideration of the minutes of the November 12th, 2022 special and January 23rd, 2023 regular Village Board of Minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Any changes? Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Voice vote.
Voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. I'm supposed to remember that. Next is our non-agenda items and visitors. The Village President and Board of Trustees allocates 15 minutes during this item for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the Village Board of Trustees on any matter not listed on the agenda. Each person addressing the Village Board of Trustees is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Do we have anybody online willing to make a
We
comment?
do, but if somebody is following the meeting on Zoom, please raise your hand and you'll be recognized to speak at this time. No one is raising their hand.
And it seems no one's interested in making a comment here in this room. Next is our Village Board sets the order of a meeting. The Village President and Board of Trustees will entertain requests from anyone present on the order of business to be conducted during this Village Board meeting. I understand that 9A is bringing special attention. Are there any other items to be entertained first?
15 after that.
15?
Yep.
Any other item
Without objection.
without objections?
Good, there you go. 9A.
So are you calling the person to come on the board?
No, you will.
Or can I have her sheet?
I gave them to the people.
Okay.
Here. No, not that.
This item is a presentation of awards for public service, also known as the Elmer Vliet Community Awards, Service Award. Could I please have a motion for this item?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. The village strategic plan hath consistently called upon the village to help residents understand, participate in, and lead the wide array of local institutions, initiatives, and traditions that make Lake Bluff welcoming, attractive, and flourishing. The village has affirmed and honored volunteers in a variety of ways over the years, including picnics, community awards, and honorary resolutions and proclamations. To 1, compliment the Phyllis Elbrecht Award for Distinguished Community Service, and 2, recognize meritorious community service as nominated by member of the Lake Bluff community. The Village President and Board of Trustees created the Elmer Vliet Community Service Award in May of 2022. Last month, Village President Charlot met with former Village Presidents David Graff and Kathleen O'Hara to review and consider the 6 nominations in the context of the 4 criteria, also mentioning that the nominee need not excel in every criteria. Number 1, impact on the community, the effect of the nominee service efforts and our projects on the community. Number 2, commitment to public service. As for examples of enthusiasm, perseverance, and devotion to a short-term or long-term project. Number 3, integrity. Past or present or current actions that reflect the nominee's honesty, reliability, and sincerity. And leadership, number 4, as examples of leadership qualities that helped create momentum and a shared vision and positive results. While all 6 nominees were exceptional, 3 of the nominees were found to be closely aligned in the spirit of community above self, which Elmer Vliet embodied. To that end, Village President Charlot is pleased to announce the winners of the Vliet Award for 2023. Our first winner is Christian Erzinger. As one of the pioneers of a Lake Bluff Rip Fest, a former member of a Village Plan Commission, a Lake Forest Lake Bluff Lions Club leader, and a member of a Lake Bluff Lawn Mower Precision Drill team. I mean, who would not miss that, right? Our second nominee is Deb Fisher. As a Lake Bluff native who has led the Lake Forest Lake Bluff Chamber of Commerce, served on the Lake Bluff Farmers Market Committee, and part of a residential building ad hoc committee and the 125th committee, and currently sits on the Lake Bluff Joint on the PCZBA and business ad hoc advisory committees. And last but not least, Josh Fox, who has jumped in with both feet and is helping the Lake Forest Lake Bluff Newcomer Club, the Lake Bluff 4th of July Parade Committee, and has even started an annual neighborhood youth running race. Could I please have?
You need Christian, Deb, and Josh to come to the podium with the person who nominated them.
Correct. Jim, could you please do me the honor of reading why you nominated Christian?
Sure. You don't want me to read the nomination.
You know, it's about the Reef Fest here. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, okay.
Keep it clean.
I'd be happy. In June of last year, I got COVID and did what many of us did. We go to our basement and sit in quarantine for 10 days. And my wife knows I get easily distracted. So she even yelled down the stairs one day, "Do you want the junk mail as well?" Now, not that the Village of Lake Bluff mail is junk mail. But down came the Lake Bluff newsletter. And when I read the words describing this award, not only does Christian, Josh, I don't know you well, but thank goodness we do need new people that do the work like these two do. When I read it, I thought of Deb. Honestly, I thought of Christian. It was perfect. I've lived in this town all my life. I didn't really have a choice when I was born here, but I love that I was born here. I loved my life here. Christian is the type of person that keeps you here. When you get older and you're an adult, you look for places. What type of village or town or city touches your soul? Christian touches your soul. He brings life to a village. He brings substance to it. He brings caring. He brings a lot of fun, and people only see the fun part. They don't see the Friday before Rib Fest, all the work that goes on. They don't see the months before the 4th of July parade. Josh can relate to this, that goes into it. That's what I think this is about. It's not about the moment on the day to get recognition. It's all the effort, all the hours, all the days that go behind all the things all three of these people do. That's why I nominated Christian.
Thank you. I am part of the Lake Bluff Reed Fest. I'm part of one of the teams. We arrived second and we arrived, I think, 19, so mixed results on that. And the ribs were good, though, I don't understand. So the spirit you bring to this village, the tradition you create in this village. Tradition is a thing that repeats over time that makes it that it is part of us. It's important. It is a thing that defines us. It is a thing for which we are known outside of this community. And so, Ribfest, pillow fights, it is important. And for that, we thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Emily, would you mind coming to introduce that?
The speaker in my house is not here. That's my husband. So I'm just going to read from what I wrote. So Deb Fisher has been a standout member of the Lake Bluff community for decades. During her residency here, she has tirelessly, time and time again, contributed her energy, passion, and leadership to a range of meaningful areas, to include Boy Scouts of America, Lake Bluff, Lake Forest schools, and the Park District, among many other areas. It is with her steadfast support of a broad range of different activities supported by very different groups of fellow citizens that made me confident she was a great nominee for this award. Thus, I join all of us in celebrating her selection and her recognition for commitment to our community. So, thank you.
So I would have to say that I've been in the village for 27 years, and I've seen, living next to your mom, I have seen you and Achilles quite often. And then I've seen your importance in the community of organizing, but not organizing openly like a Rib Fest, but being there and always being there as you are in this village. And I've seen your influence. I've seen your very soft hand moving this community forward, and you are as influential, important as Kathy, for example, as Christian. And so no one merits more this award than you do. And I'm very pleased to hand this over to you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm missing my notes.
That's right. Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
Can you please introduce Josh for us?
Yes.
Thank you.
My name is Kelsey Field, and I nominated Josh Fox. When I first read about this award, the very first person that popped into my head was Josh. He's the guy who knows everyone, does everything, has the energy I vaguely remember having back in my early 20s, but he's still got it. He's involved, as was said many times, in T-ball with his kids and yacht club. He let me take a sailboat out for my husband's birthday as a surprise for him. He is involved in the parade committee. He organized an ice cream truck for the teachers at our daycare for a teacher appreciation award. He organized a North Ave Shamrock Shuffle and Merry Mile race with awards for the kids. It was so cute. And he's planning an event coming up benefiting the Friends of Lake Bluff. And my husband and I were talking about how excited we are. And my husband said, a lot of people think about these things, but Josh is the one who really follows through and gets it done. I grew up in Lake Forest, as did my husband, and we decided to move to Lake Bluff because of wonderful people like Josh and Deb and Christian. And I love that this town has this award and is highlighting these people. So Josh, thanks for having me, and Josh, I'm very excited that for you.
Kelsey, thank you for nominating Josh. So it's weird because Josh is like, well, Josh is there. And simply, you're there part of the things that are happening, and with a big smile, you make things happening. And I see you all the time at the beach when we're going selling, it's all fun and it's great, but you end up pushing the community. And this is important. Again, it's another way to push our community. It's another way to be there for our community, to define what our community is. Now, I'm really resentful because I was not invited to that run with the kids, but seriously, I'll be okay with that. So I'm very happy to give you that because you define our community as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I just want to add, congratulations to everyone. My wife and I moved here with our family. We didn't even know Lake Bluff anything but its place on the map. We quickly learned how much everyone volunteers in this town, and that just is what drives us to get involved. So I really want to say it's because of all the people that are here, that have been here for so long. Yeah, we think of this place as Kidtopia, and so we just in our minds think of things to make it real fun for all the little ones running around. So yeah, we just really appreciate it.
So thank you. So to all of you, you represent our community, you represent our village, you represent why people come here to the village market, to our 4th of July, to try to crowd our beaches, to be part of the different events that are the 32 events that we have from May to September. So thank you very much.
If I may, I just wanted to say thank you to the people who took the time to nominate, because that's a lot of work, and thank you.
And I had one little thing that I wanted to share, and Christian probably doesn't even remember this, but right at the beginning of the 125 committee, probably 2018, 2019, somewhere in there, we had all the community members in here, and we were all talking about ideas for the 125 committee. And as we were walking out, Christian said to me, hey, we should do bricks. We should sell some bricks. So when you're outside of Village Hall and you see that beautiful brick walkway out there, that brick, that was Christian's idea. He brought it up, so thank you for that.
And the gift is you don't have to stay anymore. A gift that keeps on giving. Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Bye. Thanks, Christian. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Just the one more thing that I think brought a few of these folks in.
I think there's a lot of people from all their, they're just involved in all the
Yeah,
things.
yeah, it's really neat. Well, he did a good job. He's smiling at us. Looks like he's got a lot of energy.
Yeah, he does.
It's funny, Paul is a longtime softball king. He rules adult softball. And Josh and their two teams were in the finals this year. And they had to actually go to two games to win it, but Paul's team finally won it. But
Moving on to item 15.
I cleared it up.
It would be an ordinance granting a Rio development plan and site plan approval for a sport court at Lake Bluff Middle School. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
so moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you very much. Lake Bluff School District 65 is requesting authorization to construct a sport court measuring 108 feet by 60 feet in the eastern area of the Lake Bluff Middle School property. The school where the sport court is proposed is part of a larger open space left vacant after the demolition of a former East School about 11 years ago, which is generally open to the public today. More details regarding LBSD 65 proposal are available in the attached staff memorandum as part of this agenda, prepared for VABR and PCCBA, and public comment regarding these petitions are also attached. Under the Village Rio zoning rules, so recreational, institutional, and open space rules, this work is subject to a Rio development plan. Accordingly, the PCCBA and VABR are engaged in a coordinated review of a proposal, and the village board may now act jointly on both recommendations in the form of a single unified ordinance. The specific ordinance would repeal and replace the prior zoning relief granted to LBMS. As a point of detail, on December 6, VABR voted 3-1 to recommend approval, subject to the issues of noise, hours of operation, and light be addressed in the ordinance. The dissenting member expressed that the school district was abandoning the previous goal to maintain the East School site as a green space, and that the middle school's west parking lot or artisan park would be preferable locations for the sport court. ABR did not recommend adding additional landscaping and did not provide any specific details beyond the statement above. On December 15, the PCCBA voted unanimously to recommend approval subject to conditions upon the hours of operation, permitted use of a sport court, and signage that are included in the draft ordinance. The PCCBA recommended that the board consider requiring supplemental landscaping to address noise concerns concerning use of a sport court. The village board discussed the draft ordinance, the advisory board recommendations, and all elements of the application at the January 23rd meeting. Following extensive discussions and public comments, the village board approved first reading of the ordinance. Question on the board?
I had a question if between this first reading and today, were there other bits of information, public comment, or anything else to be shared that the village received?
I had a phone call by an adjoining property owner that said they were going to be making comment tonight. They're not here this evening. I don't think they could be attending virtually. I'm not certain yet. At some point, I'm sure President Charlie will ask, but I'm not aware of anything other than that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And the school board didn't make any changes to anything that they had presented to us 2 weeks ago, correct?
No,
3 weeks ago.
correct.
Do we have any comments online?
The head of the PTO, Nicole Elliott, is participating via Zoom. There are other members of the public attending the meeting via Zoom as well. If anybody is looking to make a comment, please raise your hand. You can be recognized. No one is doing so.
Okay, so if there are no more comment on this item, this is a roll call.
Yes.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ankerman?
Aye.
Trustee Hatch?
Aye.
Trustee Markey?
Aye.
Trustee Rappin?
Aye.
Trustee Ryder?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Now resuming the normal order of meeting. And that would be item number 6, that is our village finance report. And that would be the warrant report for January 24th to February 13, 2023. Is there a motion to approve this report?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. As a summary of background and reason for request, we are considering expenditures of village fund for payment of invoices in the amount of $683,856.60 for January 24th to February 13, 2023. Attached to this agenda are the warrant report for January for January 24th to February 13, 2023, again in the amount of $683,856.60. The invoice register report shows checks with a status of open or paid, or checks with a status of open are computer-generated checks for the board's final approval. Checks with a status of paid are manual checks processed. Are there any questions on this report? I've looked at the report myself and I didn't see anything to ponder.
It's a roll call vote.
It is a roll call. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Hatch.
Aye.
Trustee Marquis.
Aye.
Trustee Rappin.
Aye.
Trustee Ryder.
Aye.
And Trustee Inkeman.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item is our village administrator's report. Do you have a report tonight?
No, the only thing I would offer is that I've gotten a couple of emails of late. There's some activity at the Stonebridge property. They're getting close to securing demolition permits, and there has been construction fencing put around the manor and the gatehouse. Those are the two structures that they're looking to demolish very soon. They are completing the asbestos abatement process before they do demolition, which they have to do as a matter of law, and then they will also, they still have to do a couple more things before they secure the demolition permit, but it's getting really close to that point, and I had a few questions about it from some of the neighbors, but there'll be more activity, equipment being delivered in the coming days, but no actual demo permit has been issued, but it is imminent, so.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is our village attorney's report, and I believe Mr. Friedman had to step away for a second. And that will be followed by our consent agenda. And that would be specifically for item number 10, acceptance of a correspondence. Please note that all correspondence was delivered to the Village Board of Trustees in the informational report on January 27th, and February 3rd, 2023. The second item would be item 11, a resolution establishing the regular meeting dates and committee of the whole meeting dates for the Board of Trustees for fiscal year 2023 to 2024. And the third item would be item number 12, that is a resolution relocating the 2023 Village of Lake Bluff volume cap to the Village of Buffalo Grove, Illinois, as a host community of a Lake Bluff County private activity bond clearinghouse. Is there a request to remove any of these items from the consent agenda?
I did send out a note earlier tonight, early this afternoon about item 11. There's two dates that are conflicting, that are planned for village board meetings that conflict with the Jewish holiday calendar, and that's my fault. I misunderstood some observances, and that should be pulled off, and I've got to get some alternative dates, so.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a motion to, so should we have a motion? Should we reflect
The
that as a
consent,
motion?
yeah, the consent should just, some board members should do that, not me.
I
And
move-
then, so to pull off item 11,
Yeah, so I move to remove item 11 from the consent agenda to be addressed at a future point in time.
and you don't need to, there doesn't need a second, they just need to acknowledge that. And so just the items that remain in the consent agenda will be item 10 and 12. You can take a vote on that, which would be a roll call vote.
Okay. Thank you. And so is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, exception made of item number 11?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. So, so clerk, please call the roll.
Boy,
It's a voice vote.
Voice vote would be fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you very much. Moving on to item 13, a resolution authorizing the purchase of a replacement aerial forestry truck and related equipment and declaring one 1999 Terex aerial forestry truck and related equipment as surplus for the public works. Could I please have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. With over 7,000 hours of use and no longer under warranty, the village's 1999 Terex aerial forestry truck is planned for replacement this fiscal year. The vehicle and equipment replacement fund includes $180,000 for this replacement. Utilizing the Sourcewell National Joint Procurement Cooperative pricing in accordance with village purchasing policy, the village will be able to purchase a replacement aerial forestry, which is available for delivery by April 2023 at a total price of $208,811. The vehicle replacement fund has sufficient funds to make up the difference of $28,801. The 1999 Terex aerial forestry truck will be sent to auction for disposal. If approved, the attached resolution will authorize the purchase of the aerial forestry truck from Altec Industry of Birmingham, Alabama, I need water, and disposal of the old aerial forestry truck. Any questions? This is a roll call. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Markey?
Aye.
Trustee Rappin?
Aye.
Trustee Ryder?
Aye.
Trustee Ankerman?
Aye.
Trustee Hatch?
Aye.
Thank you. Next is item 14 as a second reading of an ordinance amending Title 3 of a Village of Lake Bluff Municipal Code concerning delivery of liquor and the number of Class T liquor licenses. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
So moved?
Second.
Thank you. Heinen's grocery store in Lake Bluff currently holds Class A and Class Z liquor licenses. Earlier this month, Heinen's leadership communicated that they want to include alcohol with grocery orders that are delivered or picked up curbside. Heinen's currently does not offer alcohol as part of their e-commerce offerings in any of their Chicagoland stores, but are planning to move in their own e-commerce platform and would like to concurrently offer alcohol. Operationally, they would use Heinen's personnel to fill the orders for curbside pickup and a third-party point pickup for the grocery alcohol deliveries. The timing of the change offer of platforms is tentatively scheduled for mid-February to early March, and Heinen's would like to have a change effective for all their stores at the same time. In order to authorize such an offering and make the delivery of liquor more efficient for liquor licensees, the village board will need to amend village liquor regulations and grant an additional license to Heinen's. Presently, the Class T delivery license only allows delivery of beer and wine in original packages by the employee of a license holder and limits the quantities as well. The attached draft ordinance grants a delivery license to Heinen's and eliminates the restrictions on who and how much packaged liquor may be delivered for off-premise consumption. The village board approved first reading of this ordinance at its January 3rd, 2023 meeting. Questions on the board? Comments?
I think Drew and I just talked about this earlier today, and I think like my only, I'm comfortable passing it, but I think we should test it and make sure they're not delivering to underage minors.
I know Police Chief Smozinski had to step out, but I know he and I have spoken about them working with the county task force on the controlled buys for that and making sure we make that as part of our other normal reviews and buys with trying to make sure people are living up to the terms of their license.
And it was an item we discussed with Chief Smirzinski about this very subject in our first meeting, and I believe that
Right.
it is a very necessary step. Thank you very much. Any more comment on the board? This is a roll call. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Rappin?
Aye.
Trustee Ryder?
Aye.
Trustee Ankerman?
Aye.
Trustee Hatch?
Aye.
And Trustee Markey?
Aye.
Thank you. Our next item will be the trustees' report. Do any trustees wish to make a report tonight? moving on. And last will be item 17, that is the consideration of a January 23rd, 2023 executive session meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Are there any changes to the minutes? Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ryder,
Aye.
trustee Inkeman,
Aye.
trustee Hatch.
Aye.
Trustee Markey.
Aye.
And trustee Rabbit.
Aye.
Thank you. I understand that we do not have an executive session tonight,
That's correct.
and so we're last with our adjournment. And I would consider a motion to adjourn tonight.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second?
Thank you. And we're adjourned. Thank you very much.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Powerfully fast.
Yes. Wow. Some kind of record.